Hello, hello. Let's start it and try it again.
Please?
Yes, can I have your name, please?
Is there anything else?
If I could get your name, please, to know who I'm talking to. Hello? Hello? Police Department in Moorehead, Minnesota. Moorehead, Minnesota. Yes, ma'am. Can I get your name, please?
No, you're not going to get my name.
So I can't get your name? Well, you said you were going to transfer me
This is
to...
the seventh time you've called, and this is getting a little out of hand. You're not getting my name. I transferred you to the lieutenant.
Well, he didn't pick up. I got hung up on.
Well, he's probably busy.
Well, you're
You
still...
can leave a message. If it's so important, you can leave a message. That's what
there was
happens
no,
in this day and age.
ma'am, there was no option for leaving a message. I got hung up on.
Yes, there is.
There's
There is
not.
an option for leaving a message. He has a voicemail.
Ma'am, it did not pick up. I don't... What are y'all's problems up there? You don't like people calling and questioning the way you treat citizens?
I don't...
Is that what y'all...
if you're referring to the video that you saw, it's like a year and a half old.
How do you know what I'm talking about if you weren't the first one that hung up on me?
Because we have had multiple calls from people.
Which you should.
Actually
which you
interfering
should.
with our workday.
Which you should have
Interfering
multiple calls. Which you should have multiple calls. And from your attitude and the first young lady's attitude, I can see that y'all have a problem up there. You're a public servant,
we
ma'am.
actually don't have a problem up here.
Ma'am, you've hung up on me how many times?
0. I transferred you to the lieutenant. I have hung up on you 0 times.
You just told me I have called 7 times, ma'am.
Yeah, I know, because you have called our main line, and I see how it's coming in, and it's coming in as the same number. Because I have a brain in my head.
So I've been hung up
there
on
6.
There
are several people up here who answer the phone.
So I've been hung up on 6 times, and you transferred me once, and I called back because there was no option to leave a voicemail, and you tell me I'm wrong. This is all being recorded.
I didn't say you were wrong. I just said...
You did. You said in this day and age, you started to get your snippy attitude about we have...
I have no idea what kind of person I am, so you can't...
I can hear from your attitude, ma'am.
Unless you can...
I can hear from your attitude, ma'am.
You are interfering with my work.
I'm not interfering with anything. I'm calling trying to talk to somebody about something that concerns me.
Lieutenant, if you didn't leave a message, that
it did not give me the option. I just told you that, ma'am. It did not give me the option.
To the lieutenant, because I am done. I am done.
You should be done. You should resign and get out of public service. Who is this? Say that again. I couldn't hear you.
This is Lieutenant Detloff.
Lieutenant Detloff. Can you spell that last name for me?
What is this regarding?
Could you spell your last name for me?
Fire.
Could you?
D-E-T-L-O-F-F.
D-E-T-L-O-F-F. Okay, first off, I'm watching a video on YouTube. I have concerns about your officer Matthew. So I call up there on the number that's on his card. The girl on the first 6 times I called hung the phone up on me. The 7th time I called, a lady answered, and she had the same snotty-ass attitude as the first girl, and I asked her name. She said, I'll transfer you to the lieutenant. She transferred me. There was no option to leave a voicemail or anything like that, so I called back. And she said, I transferred you. I said, well, it hung up on me. I didn't. Well, in this day and age, you can leave a voicemail. I said, didn't give me that option. Do y'all have do y'all dislike the civilians up there in Minnesota?
No.
Then why do you treat the civilians that call your office in that way?
So I have a notification that the voicemail was left. I was not at my phone. I did not have a chance to look at it. So
I didn't leave a voicemail. So do you have another voicemail from someone else?
there's indication that it's from Chapman's garage.
Yeah, well, I didn't leave a voicemail.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying I get voicemails every day, so I don't understand why.
I don't understand why either. But when I call back and I get a snotty attitude from whoever's answering your phone that refused to ID when I ask them who I'm speaking with, is that not part of y'all's policy to ID to civilians when they ask you who they are?
It's for sworn, but civilians don't need to.
If they're what?
Civilians do not need to identify themselves.
Civilians, are they not public servants?
No, they are not. They're employees of the city, but
Which would be a public servant?
no, there's no requirement for them to identify themselves because
Sure it is. So you know who you're dealing with when you talk to a city employee. So if I have a problem, if I'm mistreated by one of them, I can call and address who mistreated me. And I'm pretty sure it's part of your policy to ID the civilians. And they're not civilians, they're government employees. They receive a paycheck from the government taxes. Correct?
correct.
Okay, so they would be government employees, which are public servants, that when the public calls and asks questions, they don't need to get a snotty ass attitude with them. Now, this video with Lieutenant or Matthew Lambert, was there any actions ever taken against Mr. Lambert in the way he interfered with this gentleman's progress on the sidewalk?
Minnesota, that is private information. I cannot share that with you.
So that's not public information?
Not public information.
So there was no report done on that or anything? Which could be requested as a FOIA request? Do you understand what the problem is in this country?
I do, but you're talking about a video that's almost a year old.
It don't matter if it's 10 years old. Does Mr. Lambert still work for y'all?
It's relevant.
No, it's not. Does Mr. Lambert still work for you?
It does.
So he's still an officer there. And you don't see the problem with what's going on in this country? With the way cops
I
think?
say that?
You did.
Say that.
You said it was a year old and it's irrelevant.
I said that video is irrelevant at this point.
Why is that irrelevant? That shows his act, the way he treats.
This individual he does this to generate clicks on him.
No, this individual does it to exercise our constitutional rights, which you swore an oath to uphold and protect.
What is your name, sir?
I don't have to give you that.
What's your name?
I don't have to give you my name. See, that's another one of the constitutional rights.
It's hard for me to have a conversation with an individual when I don't. It's one-sided.
Well, how is that one-sided? How is that one-sided? How does knowing my name make the conversation any different? I'm a concerned citizen of America that sees your police officers mistreating people, using their, exercising themselves outside of their lawful duties.
Okay, are you going to let me talk, or are you going to keep it interrupting?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, so let's walk through the video.
I did.
Did the officers did they have any knowledge of what had happened prior to getting called there?
Prior to getting called, how would they have knowledge of anything prior to getting called?
Exactly.
Okay. So how would?
Okay, so
I don't understand that. I don't understand that question.
Get there. So we'll get to it. We'll walk.
Okay.
Okay. I've had thousands of calls on this video. I'm very familiar with it.
You should have thousands more. And when I get through with the video I'm doing, you might.
Let's take this step by step.
Okay.
The officers, do you know why the officers got called there?
Yes, because somebody was exercising their constitutional rights.
Do you know what the officers were told by?
No, I don't know what they. Well, what were you told?
First, they were sent there for a disturbance.
Okay, they were sent there for a disturbance.
When they get there, they have to figure out what's going on. Correct?
Correct.
feel about Officer Work's contact with him?
At the beginning, Officer Work was doing good.
So when he's talking with him, he asks for the guy's identification. The guy says, "I don't have to give that to you." And he said, "Okay, that's fine, right?"
Yes.
There, right?
Yes.
Okay. Officer Lambert gets there. What is he told by Officer Work?
Hang with these guys while I go talk to the people that call?
Correct.
Okay. So what is your point?
So Officer Lambert now has not had any part of this conversation. He just knows that he's going for a disturbance. His partner is going to go talk to the person who called us in. What do we have here?
Well, then Mr. Worth messed up by not going, hey, these guys are being detained, which they weren't. They were never told they were being detained, except by Mr. Lambert. So he jumps in on the back end, and he asked him, he said, am I being detained? He tried to get Mr. Worth to straighten out Lambert when Lambert was impeding his progress on the sidewalk. Now, if I did that to someone, what would that be called if I stopped someone from their free travel? Me being a civilian, and I stopped somebody from walking down the sidewalk, what would that be called?
Did he stop him?
Huh?
Did he stop him?
See, you're not answering the question. If I did that to someone, what would that be called?
But did he stop him?
Yes, he tried to, repeatedly.
Tried to, but who was walking backwards?
Well, he was walking backwards because he was like moving to the side and going around it. Now, you didn't answer my question. If I did that as a civilian to someone, and y'all got called and said, hey, this guy's not letting me walk down the sidewalk, what would I be charged with?
Early conduct, possibly.
And what else?
We don't have impeding a sidewalk.
That wouldn't be kidnapping?
No.
So it wouldn't be kidnapping me stopping someone from traveling?
No.
Okay. So I'm assuming that you agree with what
you're
Mr.
in, but where we would.
Well, you know where I'm at. You know where I'm at. So I'm assuming you agree with what Mr. So I'm assuming you agree with what Mr. Lambert did.
Yes.
You do.
But Officer Lambert knew at the time that he was dealing with it, he was justified in doing what he was doing.
What, Mr. Lambert can just come up on the scene and detain someone without knowing anything that's going on?
What's going on? Do we know a crime has been committed yet, sir?
Can you detain someone without there being RAS?
Yes.
No, you cannot.
And in Minnesota.
You cannot. Not without RAS, you can't.
Without reasonable suspicion?
Reasonable articulable suspicion.
Okay, so where's
So he pulls up on the scene, jumps out of the car, and goes, you're detained. He cannot do that.
Well, he was told by his partner to wait with this person while I figure out what we...
Okay, wait with him don't mean he's detained.
Well, did he detain him?
He tried to. I hope Amagansett Press sues the shit out of y'all. I cannot stand police that overstep their bounds.
They have not called to make a complaint at all. They got all of their clicks. They're getting their money. They're happy with what they're getting.
So you think it's only clicks? So you think it's just clicks? So you don't agree with the First Amendment?
How are you correlating that?
Well, you're saying they did it just to get their clicks. I think it's bringing awareness. I think it's bringing awareness to how the citizens of this country don't really know what their rights are, and how much over the line that the cops step and think they can exude authority where you have none. You have no power over anybody on the street unless they break the law. You're law enforcement, not feelings enforcement. And just because somebody's upset because there's cameras, I guarantee you money inside that post office, there's probably 8 to 10 cameras. 8 to 10 inside.
Sure not.
I counted 4.
On the report.
I counted 4. Just from what little, and I wasn't even looking to count them. So how many cameras are inside that post office?
Because what else can I answer for you? I've given you 11 minutes.
Well, I appreciate your time. First off, I would like to know the young ladies' names that answered the phone. So I can call up there and complain to somebody about how they treat people that call when they have concerns about how the police are treating civilians, how they address the civilians. Now, have I been out of line with you in any way?
Well, you immediately demanded my name. And
Well, no, I didn't demand it. I asked your name.
Well, now I couldn't ask any questions until I provided that to you, though, right?
Correct, because I want to know who I'm talking to.
You weren't going to.
But that's part of your policy, ain't it?
Courtesy.
But that's not courtesy, policy. I don't have to be courteous to you.
Don't. And I've given you plenty of time.
But hold up. You give me your name because of why?
I gave you my name because you asked for it.
But go further with that because it's part of your policy. Correct?
It is. It is for sworn. I'm sworn.
Oh, it is for anybody that works in the public that receives a government check to identify themselves to the public when they deal with them, if they are requested to do that. I did that because I want to call up there and talk to whoever's in charge of them young ladies that are answering the phone, that are treating civilians the way they did, because I'm going to call them and go, hey, you've got two people that are answering the phone up here that are rude as hell and hang the phone up on people when they want to talk to somebody about something I'm looking at in a video.
I don't know which one you talked to.
Well, I talked to two of them. How many women do you have answering the phone there?
3 right now.
Huh?
So
how many?
3 answering the phone right now.
So you got 3 answering the phone. So you've got a 66% chance of being correct with the names that you give me. Or you could go, hey, which one of y'all ladies talked to this gentleman?
Well, I would have to hang up the phone and walk up there because it's not like they're right down the hall.
So it don't show who transferred the call to you?
No.
Well, you've got my number, correct? You've got my number, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Could you walk up and find out the names of them young ladies for me? And give me a call back. I'll leave the video running while you do that.
Okay.
And I'd appreciate a call back.
All right, I'll call you back.
I appreciate it.
All right, who would I ask for?
I'll answer the phone.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye.
Thank you. So we'll leave this running while he goes and finds out who them 2 rude-ass women were. And then we'll see if we can tag this to Amagansett Press to his video where he was in Moorehead, Minnesota. These people need to understand who they work and how they get that. I pay taxes too. No, you don't. You don't pay taxes. You pay taxes with our money that is stolen from us. What do you mean stolen? Well, technically we do give it to them under threat of duress. Under duress. Because I don't want to go to jail for tax evasion or anything like that. But they steal my money and give it to people like this that treat us like this. Like these people on the phone. The 2 young ladies that hung up on me repeatedly. You done called 7 times. Well, I thought, how do you know? And I called 7 times because the first 6 times the young lady kept hanging up on me after I asked her name. I ain't gotta tell you nothing. Tell you jack shit. Oh yeah, you do. Or you should get out of the position that you're at and go work at Walmart or McDonald's. Because I ain't got no right to know who you are at McDonald's, but I think they even wear name tags. Why? Because if Ronald comes up in that bitch wanting to know who's messing up the burgers, he can go, hey, you, come here. Hamburger come in here and got a hamburger the other day and said it didn't have no pickles on it. But Amagansett Press and his son, the Watchman, do great videos. And he's a whole lot smarter than I am. But it's not real hard to trip up these law enforcement officials when it comes to common sense. Well, what she had done when he got pulled up on the scene? Well, maybe he should have investigated and found out what's going on. Instead of just jumping the gun and putting somebody, you're detained. What am I being detained for? What crime am I being detained for? And he was the guy on the scene, Work. Work didn't put me in, detain me. He said, just hang out with these guys while I go talk to them. You could have hung out with him when he walked over to see what they were talking about. Because what Work should have been doing was telling that lady, people can film in public. You're filmed every day. Just start looking around when you go somewhere at all the cameras that are watching. They're on the highway. They're in stores. They're outside of stores. They're in cars. Everybody's got one in their damn hand. So if you don't want to get in trouble, don't do shit on the camera that you shouldn't be doing. If you're not doing anything wrong, you shouldn't have a problem with somebody filming. Stop filming me. Why? Because I'm a supermodel and I get paid that big dollar for my photos. No, you don't. But we'll put this video up onto the channel, Jamie Chapman, on YouTube. We might even put it on the Twitter thing. I don't know. But this will be like a regular content. And then Drizzy can get some click. What do you say? They do it for clicks. No, they do it to inform people of their rights. And to start exercising and to stop bootlicking the cops when they think they can do whatever they want to because they got a gun and a badge on. Now we're at 22 minutes. I think it was at 17 when he said he was going to walk up to the top and get them girls' number. I doubt he would. I might have to call back. But I got my dialing finger right here.
Oh, not the dialing finger.
What are you working on?
I ain't even getting the hair done. I'm going to do a DOT.
DOT on the white one, DOT on AIS, and the one on the right's got a DOT. That DOT's on the clipboard up there.
All right. Yeah.
And somebody needs to be doing that leveling valve. Leveling valve? What's a leveling valve? It's to keep it level. So the truck ain't riding down the road sideways like that. The only time you get sideways is when you're floating in Caldera. To get from one side of the map to the other. You turn sideways. The women love it. Jennifer loves it. You turn sideways and float. Oh, you can fly across the whole map. We're hitting on everything. Look at that flag. Oh, that's a flag. Where'd you get that at, Jim? Somebody get it to me. Somebody special. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Robert?
Who?
Hey, it's Chapman?
Yeah.
Okay, I just called.
Hold on a minute. You need to talk to Miss Rhonda?
Oh yeah.
Hold on a second.
I just called.
Hold on a second. Miss Rhonda, that's somebody for you. It ain't the cops. He ain't called back yet. I'm going to give him like 2 more minutes and I'm going to call back. So it's 24:11. 2 minutes. Let me see. Hold on a minute. Let me get my calculator out. 26 plus 26 minutes. 24 plus 2. Hold on. Let me check it. That's right. 26 minutes. Double check it. We'll see what's going on. But Amagansett Press over here, he's just schooling these young boys. And then they do the walk of shame is what they call it when they try to come up and go, give me your ID. Well, what crime do you suspect me of committing? Have committed or about to commit? Well, none. Well, then I don't have to give you no ID. Well, yeah, you do. No, you don't. Not unless you committed the crime. Exercise your rights so you don't look. See, that's why this country's in the shape it's in right now. Because we have, as the public, have allowed these bureaucrats and cops and things to run roughshod over us and not held them accountable. That's the reason why we're in this shape. So people need to start exercising their constitutional rights. You hit them with that take their qualified immunity away from them, where you can go after them personally, not just suing the city, but go after them personally. Oh, they will tighten their asses up. Because you come and get their pension, or get a part of their pension, or make them sell a boat or something to pay you off, they will stop acting like this. Your law enforcement officials, do what's right. Well, he's feeling bad that you filming him. And I feel bad because I got to pay taxes, but I pay him. Well, I don't want to go to work every day, but I had to. I want to eat groceries. Well, you got to work to get money to get groceries. Unless you're living off the government like they do. They don't like it when you tell them they're welfare recipients. They hate that. I pay taxes too. No, you don't. Jackie got real mad one day when I was talking on here. Maybe some of y'all remember that video. She got upset, I reckon, because she used to work for the government. She said, I don't think no damn welfare. Yes, it is. Because the government don't make money. They take it from the citizens. Liberal tears. Still drinking coffee out of it. With liberal tears mixed in. Just a spoonful. Just a spoonful. Now, a lot of the liberals are changing their minds and things about, they're feeling bad about voting for Biden. Most of them didn't. Or most of the ones that were counted didn't. What's that up with the Nesta Sousa's video? 2,000 Mules. Where it shows people continuously going to drop boxes, dropping off videos. Is that not proof enough for you? That's not. There was some going on, Jamie, but not enough. Well, you're telling me FJB, he got 81 million votes? I don't think so. You tell that to the next clown down the street that'll believe you, because I don't. Hey, let's go, Brandon. That song, too, that's a badass song. I wish we could play it on here, but we can't. I was listening to it the other night when I was in Caldera, video gaming, that Frank hates. Frank hates that I'm video gaming. But this right here is for Frank. And while we're sitting here, waiting on our call, oh, it's past the time. Let's call him back. Let's call him back. Releasing the thing about his boy.
Sorry, please.
Yes, could I speak to Lieutenant Deptford?
Sorry, who?
Lieutenant Deptford?
Deptford?
Is that his last name? I didn't catch it a while ago.
What's your name?
I'm not giving my name.
Sorry?
Excuse me?
What's it regarding?
The call a while ago where I was hung up on by the 2 out of 3 girls that work in answering the phone.
Wait, well, it wasn't me,
So you're the one that didn't hang up on me a while ago.
So.
All righty. What might your name be? She put me on hold before I could get her name. And he said Deptford. Detloff. Detloff. That's what I got wrote down here. I don't know. Bad news for Soros-backed Secretary of State Jenna Griswold. Second County Clerk steps forward with devastating evidence in the Colorado lawsuit. Hello, Detloff. Hey, I'm calling back to see if you got them girls' names yet.
I know who they are. I'm not going to release their names, though.
Oh, you're not going to release their names, so I don't know. I don't have any redress against someone that's rude to me on the phone.
Well, you do, but I would need your name, and I know who it is.
Well, you don't need. Why would you need my name?
Are you filing a complaint?
Yes, anonymously.
Well, I need to somehow get a disposition to you on what we find, because I'm not going to resolve this over the phone.
Well, I need their name so I can make a formal complaint. I need their name so I can make a formal complaint.
You're not going to get their name.
Well, how would I make a formal complaint?
You can go online.
And say 2 women hung up on me.
Yep. Give the date and time, and we'll know exactly which ones they are.
Yeah, but I want to know who it is.
Well, that's what you want and what you get are 2 different things.
Oh, okay. So that's a part of the transparency with our government officials, I reckon. You see how this?
I have not given you consent to record anything.
You haven't given me consent to record what? I told you this was being recorded when I first talked to you.
At the end you did.
No, I told you at the beginning. You want to go back and watch it?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's go back and watch it.
I'm not giving you consent.
I didn't ask for your consent. I told you I'm being
Are you
recorded.
in a state with 2-party consent or 1-party consent?
1-party consent. Are you in a state with 2-party consent? Are you in a state with 2-party consent?
Well, for me, I don't.
Are you recording this call?
For 2-party.
Are you recording this call?
Conversation. Yeah.
Is this call being recorded?
It is.
It is.
So I can go back and listen to my recording as well.
Exactly. So how can you record me and I can't record you?
Because I'm in a 1-party state.
Well, then I can record you if you're in a 1-party state.
Are you?
I just told you I am.
2-party state.
But I just told you that I am.
Yeah.
Well, if I'm in a 2-party state,
I don't know which state you're in.
did you notify me that you were recording our call?
You called me.
Did you notify me that you were recording our call?
You called me. I'm in a 1-party state. I'm covered.
And I'm in a 1-party state as well.
Well, I guess I would need to know what state.
But if I was in a 2-party state, you would need to let me know that I'm being recorded, correct? According to the logic that you're trying to use here, this cop stuff that you're trying to do, according to your logic, you would have to let me know that I'm being recorded.
No, I just told you that I'm not giving you consent to record me.
I didn't give you consent to record me.
Yeah, but I'm in a 1-party state.
So am I.
Okay. Then there's no issue.
Well, then what's the problem? What are you trying to flip the script here for?
Because you told me that you're recording this, and you never did.
I told you at the beginning of the conversation that I'm recording this. I told the young ladies on the phone that I was recording this.
Well, you may have told them, but you did not.
And I also told you that I was recording this.
Okay. At the end, you said you're...
No, not at the end.
You're making a video.
Not at the end, at the beginning. See, you're branching off down a different road. I'm trying to get these young ladies' names that hung the phone up on.
I've given you enough...
So when I call up there and talk to whoever's in charge of these girls, I can go, they hung up on me on so-and-so's time, and I said, if you don't believe me, you can go get Lieutenant Detloff's recording. He has it recorded. And I don't appreciate him recording me, not telling me that I'm being recorded. See how this works?
Yep.
So could you give me them young ladies' names?
I told you I'm not giving you their names.
So you're denying telling me who hung the phone up on me?
I know who it was.
Well, you do. I don't.
The supervisor.
Well, you do. I don't. So, well, then who would be their supervisor?
Supervisor is out today.
Who would that be?
I don't have to give you her name.
Why would you not give me her name? If I've got a complaint about 2 employees up there that are mistreating the community or the public, why would you not give me her name? And let me ask you this: who is your supervisor?
My supervisor is Deputy Chief Jacobson.
Jacobson. Is he in?
Possibly.
Deputy Chief. Okay. So, is there any way you could find out if Deputy Chief Jacobson is in, so I can speak to him about how you're failing to notify me of who hung up the phone on me?
Yeah, I can give him a call and I can have him call you back, or you can.
Well, you said you were going to call me back a while ago, and you didn't. So you lie.
I was still. No, I did not lie.
Did you call me back? Hold up. Let's establish this.
This is the only thing that I have going on today. Seriously?
Sure.
I'm supposed to drop everything I'm doing and put you number one.
Yes.
I was working on getting this information on who you're talking to.
Well, you said you already had the information.
Other things.
You said you knew who they were, and you did not call me back. Okay, did you call me? Did you call me back?
I didn't at the time I talked to you the first time.
So how did you find out in between the time how did you find out in between the time that we hung
up? I
up?
call you back, and you called because you didn't have patience for me to call you back.
Well, no, I waited 8 minutes for you to call me back.
And sometimes it takes longer than that. There are other things going on.
So did you find out who they were in this call, or in between the last time we spoke in this time?
In between the last ones, and I was just getting ready to call you.
You was just getting ready to call me back.
You called.
I find that hard to believe.
Exactly.
I find that hard to believe.
Well, if you would have waited a couple more seconds, you would have had a phone call.
Well, I waited 8 minutes. I waited 8 minutes.
Sir.
You said you only had 3 women. You said you only had 3 women working there, taking calls.
And I had to verify which ones they were.
Okay.
I also had to verify that we don't have to give you their names because they're civilians.
Who did you verify that with? And they're not civilians. They're government workers. They're not civilians.
They're civilians.
They're not.
They're civilians in our scheme of things.
But they're not in the big scheme of things. They are government employees that receive a check from taxpayer funds, and they're
your taxpayer money.
So you're saying you're telling me Minnesota does not receive any federal tax dollars? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
I'm not saying that.
Well, then that's my tax dollars.
Okay.
Well, hold up. You just said I'm not a taxpayer.
Chief's phone number?
Excuse me?
Would you like my deputy chief's phone number?
Sure.
18.
18?
9.
Hold up. Say that again. 18?
218.
218.
299.
299.
5117.
5117. Deputy Chief Jacobson.
Correct.
All right, you want to give him a call and let him know I'm finna call him?
I will, yes.
I will. I'd call him and let him know. Because I'm finna give him a call.
Okay.
All right, y'all start acting right up there. Quit mistreating the public.
All right.
All right. Appreciate it. Thanks for your time.
Yep, bye.
Later. Uh-oh. .38-minute video so far. It's gonna be great. This is gonna.
Hi, this is Kathy. Leave me a message.
Yeah, I'm looking for Deputy Chief Jacobson. This is the number I was given. Apparently that's not his number. That was a lady. Maybe Jacobson's a lady, but that didn't sound like her name. We might have to go back in here and call old Lieutenant back.
Hi, this is Kathy. Leave me a message.
It says Kathy. Hey, this is Kathy. Leave me a message. Hey, this is Kathy. Leave me a message.
Standing in my face, you're in deep shit, buddy.
Let's get his number again.
Major. No, you did. You just fucked up. So why don't you just...
Oh. I don't have to watch my language at work.
Whatever I want to say. Sure I can.
Or work. W-E-R-K.
You can handle it. You might be offended by it. Somebody else want to... No, don't solicit any issues.
Okay, no, you are supposed to listen.
No, I'm not sorry to solicit. This gentleman This gentleman just forcibly stood in front of me and impeded my walking down a public sidewalk and unfaithfully just placed me on the table. No. What I'm trying to do is find good officers, and I guess I found a couple of Tyrants here today. And you should straighten this young lady out on the rules of the post office.
You guys free to leave?
If I'm free to leave, I'm free to stay. Call Federal Protection Service. That's what I would call my car there, Lambert. Get locked down and peg.
Let's see where he does it down.
So, call Federal. I'll eat you for dinner, bro. Just have a nice day and take off. See you later. Bye. Adios. Toodaloo. Matthew Lambert, marriage number 319. His office phone number is 218-299-5120. He is an officer with the Moorehead Police Dept.
5120. Let's call that number back. That's the main office number where they love to hang up on folks. Let's call that number back. 1-218-299-5120. 5120. Hello? Yep. Hello? Is Deputy Chief Jacobson in? Hello?
One moment.
Said they got thousands of calls off this. Give them 1,000 more. 218
Your call will be answered in the order.
299
So please.
5120.
Line.
Moorehead, Minnesota. Call them. Watch the video. Go to Amagansett Press. Amagansett Press. AMAGANSETT Press. They do First Amendment audits.
Are you still there?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to transfer you a moment.
What you got going on, man?
Deputy Chief Jacobson.
Hey, Deputy Chief. This phone call is being recorded. Let me get that right off the get-go. I called and talked to Lieutenant Detloff.
Detloff, yeah.
Okay, I couldn't understand him. I watched a video on YouTube. Are you aware of the video?
What? A video on the, what is there? A specific video you mean?
Yeah, the one with Amagansett Press and what was his name? Lambert?
Or, you're talking about at the post office?
Yeah, the post office.
A year or two ago?
Well, yeah, a year or two ago.
Yeah, okay.
So are you familiar with that?
Oh, yes, from way back then, yes.
Oh, so is there a time frame on this or something? Is there a time frame that excludes violating someone's rights? Is that the way?
I'm trying to follow you. So you're asking me about
So I called to talk to
new incident. You're talking
no. About this
from a couple of years ago.
Well, last year. I called to talk to somebody about this video. The young ladies that answered the phone were rude and hung the phone up on.
Okay. Who are you looking to talk to?
Well, now I'm trying to find out who's in charge of them ladies answering the phone because they wouldn't give their ID.
Let me try to help you first. Instead of us going all over the place. So you had a question about that video.
Yes.
And so what is your question about it?
Was any action taken against Lambert?
No disciplinary action, no.
No disciplinary action for him violating someone's rights.
Right. The incident was reviewed.
Who reviewed it?
All the way through the chief of police here.
Oh, so you reviewed it yourself of one of your officers?
Yeah, we review our officers' conduct daily.
Oh, so you don't have an outside, like a Minnesota BI, Bureau of Investigations, that would come in and look at something like that?
You know, I don't know who's looking because it's on YouTube, and it did receive a lot of...
It should receive a lot of calls.
Yep, it did. So,
well, it should. Yeah. It should. And when I post this video and tag it to that video, I hope you get a ton more calls. You should not be treating the citizens like that. Police should not be treating the citizens like that. That's why we had a problem in this country that we had today, is that officers think they can overstep their bounds and block someone's travel, illegally detain them, and then when citizens call to complain, they get treated, hung up on by people that answer the phone, things of that nature.
Yeah, and as far as that part of it, you know, whoever answers your phone and is trying to answer your questions here, I don't know who would.
Well, what Lieutenant Detloff told me, there's only 3 girls there. I was hung up on by 2 of them multiple times, trying to talk to somebody about this. And they hung up on me because I asked, what is your name? They didn't want to give me their name. And what I understand is that they're public servants. And if the public asks you what your name is, it is in your policy to identify. Now, Mr. Detloff, when I asked him what his name was, he was trying to ask me questions. And I tried to get him to identify to me in the beginning. He didn't want to do that. And then he asked me my name. I said, I don't have to give you my name.
Sure.
You know, I'm a concerned citizen.
It kind of goes just like that.
Yeah, but it's...
Obviously, we don't know each other, and we're talking, and I'm here to try to help answer your questions, not debate or to try to change your opinion on something.
Well, I'm trying to find out who's
responsive, but if you say you watched the video, you formed a strong opinion, you're going to post it, I have no dispute with that. You can do all of that. But we have limited resources in trying to negotiate with you in regard to answering and satisfying all your questions. And certainly our record staff wouldn't be the resource to be doing that.
Well, are they public servants?
Well, they are public employees.
Okay, so is it not?
But that doesn't mean they work for every single employee and have to answer to each employee. They have a responsibility as well.
No, but they have a responsibility to the first and foremost to the public, correct?
Well, they have duties that they work, and they happen to be public employees in that regard.
Yes, and when someone from the public asks them their name, are they not? Is it not part of their policy to identify?
Well, is it any different than you didn't want to give your name?
Well, I'm not a public employee.
Okay.
I'm not a. See, that's where we had this disconnect. I'm not a public employee.
Right, and
I don't receive
It's the same. I don't understand what your concern with. Is this all about trying to get people's names, or is this about getting everybody's name so it can be posted? And
No. This is about calling.
You already shared with me that your desire is to get us inundated with responses.
No, this is to get
other responsibilities that we need to do. So
would you like me to tell you?
amount of precautions we have to take with avoiding our employees having that happen to them.
Okay, well, like I tried to explain to Lieutenant Detloff, what trying to get their names is so I can make a complaint to their boss against them about how they treated me when I called there. Now, he said, well, they're super...
Because I can be the person that can take your complaint.
Well, no, I don't think y'all would take a complaint, because if nothing was done to Lambert from the way he treated somebody, from an internal investigation in the police department, I doubt that if you're in charge of these young ladies, and I'm pretty sure you're not, it would probably be the mayor's office or something like that would be in charge.
They work for the police department.
So they do work for the police department.
I would imagine. I don't. I'd have to look into some of this, but
well, I'd appreciate it if you did look into it and find out. But what I wanted to have was so I could call and make a complaint against the individual, not call up and go, "Hey, some lady hung up on me." And they go, "Well, what lady was it?" "Well, I don't know. They wouldn't give me the name. I don't know who it was."
So give me the context. So you contacted.
I contacted y'all first when I seen the video, because the number was posted. I called y'all. I said, "Hey, I'd like to speak to somebody about this video." She said, "Oh, you talking about the one that's a year old?" And I said,
"Oh, okay."
Well, calling to talk to somebody about this. I said, can I have your name? And I think I asked her, could I have her name on the third time that she had hung up on me. And the second girl transferred me to Lieutenant Dedloff. No voicemail come on, you know, where it prompts you that, hey, this is a voicemail, you can leave a message. It just hung up on me. So I called back. The second girl that had hung up on me answered the phone again and said, well, I transferred you to the voice. I said, well, it hung up on me. Well, you done called 7 times. I said, well, the first 6 times I got hung up on. It did not work. Well, in this day, she tried to go off on this day and age, we have technology that, you know, you can leave a voice. I said, well, it didn't. I said, why am I calling back? And then the second time she transferred me to Lieutenant Dedloff.
Right.
He answered the phone.
So in law enforcement and in my 31 years of law enforcement, my experience is trying to work to a resolution, right? So
Yeah.
you're calling because you're wanting to talk to somebody about this video. You wanted to...
The way your officers treated the public.
Yep. So we're talking about that, and I
Yeah.
answered a few of your questions. I don't have it by memory exactly everything, but in the end, I guess
Nothing was done.
I think I've answered your question.
Yeah, nothing was done.
About it, right?
Yeah, nothing was done.
Yeah, he wasn't fired or anything. No.
Yeah. So y'all, that's the problem.
Okay.
Y'all allow
So that
officers.
answers your question. I don't
Yeah.
want to debate it, and I'm not trying to persuade you the same as you not to persuade me. With
Well, that's what we're trying to do. That's what we're trying to
here's
do.
the thing. This
We're trying to
Not
persuade cops.
to be able.
But look, hold on. We're trying to persuade officers to weed out bad officers like that,
Sure.
that treat the public in a manner like that, where they
We're
operate.
trying to do lots of things. We're also trying to help people. We're trying to mitigate and problem solve. We're trying to avoid having inundation, like you were talking about, hoping that everybody were to call here.
Yeah, to call and voice their concern. It's called redress.
Person calling and asking to identify people and to complain. And
Well, I never
those are
call.
all things that we have to do.
But look,
in order
I never
to
called-
sort through and do our job.
But look,
So we do that on a daily basis. This is one that I guess
Cops
several of
claim.
us have brought up that this is a dated incident.
Uh-huh.
Not something that we would continue to put resources toward.
Well, but see, that's I called to talk about this and was hung up on. I didn't call to get them young ladies' names
Yeah.
until I was hung up on and treated rudely.
Okay.
So that's
Go
why I
from
want to.
there. What's the next thing? So
This
you
is
shared
the next step. I want to find out who them young ladies work for, so I can address this with their boss that they're treating the
I can handle
public.
that. I will look into that, and I will do the follow-up on that.
And what will happen?
I will follow up to find out what the circumstances are and whether there's something that we would do about that, or if it's something that explains their position and what would need to be done toward the resolution of this. There's not going to be anybody put up a flagpole and advertise. I'm not going to call you, give you their name, and recite exactly what we would do in that regard. I don't know the answer.
So basically, y'all just won't do anything.
Nope, that's not what I said at all.
Well, then how would I
Not be
know?
to your satisfaction that it isn't all aired out on media or anything, or on the...
Why not?
I don't know.
Why wouldn't you want to air it out on media so it would show people, it would show the public that y'all are really concerned about the way we're being treated by public officials? I don't understand why y'all wouldn't want to do that. I don't understand why there's no transparency.
We do so much communication and transparency as a police department. This one isolated incident that you're inquiring about, I can look into it and I'll find out what the situation is. I know a little better now that what we're even talking about. But we got to be realistic in your expectations on your end as well.
Yeah, I would like to have
The
them.
need for you to know who it is. Where's the importance to that?
Because I'm the public,
Okay. Well, I understand that.
and I'm who y'all work for.
Right. So
I'm the one that makes sure you get a paycheck.
Well, I appreciate that.
But But that's what's so disconcerting about it.
Sure.
Is
but
because
I'm looking at a
we
phone
do.
number that looks like 404. I'm not certain
Yeah.
that you're necessarily a Moorehead resident here, so I'm not sure that.
Well, see, that's where Lieutenant Dedford tried to go. Well, you don't pay taxes here.
Well, I'm not even going to argue all that stuff with you because
Well,
honestly, if we were a real small department and I had a lot of time to sit and talk like this, we could talk a long time. But the reality is, we do have important things to do.
But the point
If
is, I
it's
do pay.
important,
But the
then
point
I will
is,
follow through. I will find out who those people are.
Okay.
And I'll
Well, the
work
point-
through it on our end. But it's not something that is.
well, I can find out who the women are if they receive checks from the city government in Moorhead. I can find out every female that works there. It's
Sure. Well, there you go then. What else do you need?
But I shouldn't have to do that when I'm asking you.
Unfortunately, yeah. But I'm not.
I know you're not wanting to help. Well, hold up. I thought you wanted to help the public.
Now I understand what you're doing at this point. Do you have anything else?
What do you mean? I'm pointing out reason to you.
Oh, I'm done discussing this.
I understand.
And
You
I
see
have
it?
about 30 more seconds,
I
and I'm going to
appreciate
move
it.
on to my next.
Well, hey, I appreciate you taking my call.
And I appreciate talking with you, and I assure you I will find out who those people are. I'll find out what the circumstances are, and if there's something that's inappropriate, as you're suggesting, we would discuss that and address it.
I would appreciate it if you would, tell them to treat the public better.
Most certainly, that's our expectation. So I appreciate the conversation.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right. All right, now we're going to wrap this. That's 56 minutes. There you go, Drizzy. There's your good long video. We'll see y'all later. Later.